How are you? Oh, it's you guys. So, I just got back from the Dallas Guitar Show, and I'm, stupidly tired. So why not do a stupidly tired video about guitar show finds? Every year there's a guitar show down in Texas, and every month there's a guitar show somewhere in the country, just like car shows. But down in Texas is kind of a big show, and we, this year, picked up a few things that I'd like to describe. Now this is a late 50s Fender Vibrolux, and the Vibrolux is like the Harvard, the famous Harvard, except it has vibrato, or actually tremolo. It doesn't change the pitch, it changes the volume. So these Tweed amplifiers have really become the coin of the realm in the vintage guitar industry. And why? Because they're super lightweight, they're low power, they sound great, and there's just something about the simplicity. It is solid pine, but now the pine is aged like 65 years. And the magnets, the way they make them, magnets are made completely different. Perhaps you saw our previous video from Steve Carr explaining how it's hard to get good magnetic material, and with the advent of electric cars, it's getting even harder to find cobalt. We'll get into that later, but these old amps sound great. Now, this is a 1960 Gibson Les Paul Jr., and these have really gone up in value and really have gone up in interest because they're just simple. You get this nice, thick piece of one sheet of super dry Honduran mahogany. The trees that this came from are 400 to 700 year old trees before they reach maturity. That's kind of hard to farm a 400-year-old plant of any kind. So, and a single sheet neck, a Brazilian rosewood board. Again, these are all ancient forests that are no longer around. We still have magnetics in this that are different. They age. And by the way, here's an interesting thing. You know the transformers you use to plug in your pedals? Do you know if you were to leave your guitar next to a wall wart, a transformer, it will de-gauss, demagnetize the pickup in your guitar? Yeah, it's true. So try to avoid that. Allow me to show you. So, cool, huh? But wait, there's more. I also have, that I brought back, and by the way, I'm just going to show this off. This has some scratches. This will come up for sale. We haven't gone through this. We got to clean the jack. It is crack-free. And in my second video, I'm going to get into some of the things that will take away value on these vintage guitars. And there's an interesting thing here too. There was a small sticker on there. And that's what happens. The paint will fade, and then that small sticker is blocked to the sun, so there's this little square patch on there. And you, like me, went, what was that? And so that was a sticker that was placed on the guitar, and then years later somebody takes it off, and yeah. So this is a 1961 Les Paul Jr. Yeah, this is a 60 Les Paul Jr. This is a 1961 Les Paul Jr. So you can always tell by the angled bridge. When you look at an SG Les Paul Jr., and it says Les Paul right up here, when you look at that, it is an angled bridge, so they're lengthening the bass string, which they will, to help intonate it. The year after this bridge is not angled, and they have a longer throw screw, but these angled bridges are something you can see from across the room. Hey Mom, look, it's an angled bridge. I bet that's a Les Paul SG. So this is a thinner body. And here, you can see scale length is the same. The body's thinner. You still have the steep headstock pitch that bends the strings back and gives you a better ricochet angle and tends to sustain a little better. Gibson quit doing that about 1965, of course. We've said a million times. What you get out of an SG is a bit thinner, a bit more brightness. Here I reach for the tremolo arm and it's been bypassed. A lot of guys will do that, leave the arm on for decoration. You can wire this up. This is the way this came. I tend to prefer them with the strings around like this, but this is an original one-owner guitar, and this guitar too has faded. It is unbroken, but you can see that it's faded quite a bit, especially next to a regular cherry guitar. But here are two guitars that we just got in. This one came from the show. This one just came in. We've ran it through the shop. They are unbroken, original. This is a one-owner guitar. We can say this, we don't know. So there's that. Now, I'm going to expound a little bit on comparing these guitars and values in my next video, which will come up for me in about 3 minutes and for you sometime tomorrow.